Morning, fellas. It's at 8:40 Saturday. November 6th, I think? 7th? I don't know. We're 68 degrees in the garage. And as far as clouds, it's going to be a John Kerry day. As far as temperatures, I think the high is going to be around 68. We've been getting cold lately. First off, Ziggy, you asked whether we needed a heater here, or the heater in this valley. First off, most of the car shows are in the fall and sometimes in the winter, and definitely in the springtime around here. And here's the following picture that might explain why we might need a heater core. Be back in a minute, guys. Later. Alright, today we're going to clean up and get ready for the new heater core. I took it into a radiator repair shop and they're fixing it. As a matter of fact, I got to give them a call and see where we're at on it. I'm going to take off these radiator hoses. Like I said, I'm going to replace them with stock ones. I like the steel braided look, but they're not as functional. I think they're more for look. We're going to clean up the floor pan in here and everything else, and might jump back on the wiring. I got to call the place and see if the heater core is done. I took it into Thursday morning, and they said it'd be a couple of days, and they are open on Saturdays. So, other than that, that's what's on score for today. When I get more, I'll turn this back on. Later, guys. Hey, fellas. Well, I washed the whole interior of the car out. Yeah, some areas are still drying. But the passenger footwell, as you saw, was so full of antifreeze that I figured I'd wash it. Now I gotta sit there and probably prime and paint it again. As you can see, apparently it was right there. You could see where it was leaking for a while, and it got the propylene glycol, I guess I would assume, sat there and took the paint off. So I'm going to have to repaint that. So once it dries, we'll go ahead and hit it again. Also, went ahead and washed the driver's side too, and got back around. So washed the heater box out. Took the hoses off. I did get this one repaired. Still up in the air whether I want to use them or not. I'll hang on to them, but go to O'Reilly's and sit there and pick up some standard heater hose and clamps and put it on here. So now I just got to hear back from the radiator shop that I took the heater core to, and we'll see what's going to happen there. As always, thanks for watching. When I have more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey, fellas. Yeah, we're back to playing with wiring now. Let's get down here. This was all coiled and tied up, and I had it tucked up underneath there. And I undid it to see what the wiring was for. And it was the fuel pump, to a fuel pump switch. And we did that through the relay on that device, so we didn't need the painless connection. And this one is for the sensor, and again that went through the through that. So and plus the speaker wire is not going to be really good speaker wire, and rather than just cutting it out, we coiled it up and just stuck it up underneath there in case we ever need a wire that goes from the front to the back. We can tap it and do something else with it. So we're going to coil this back up, wire tie it, and wire tie it back up, and then we'll start on the front here. When I get more, I'll turn it back on later. All right, there's those speaker wires and fuel sensing and toggled fuel pump switch right there. Tied them right up to here. I don't know, can you see that? Tied them right there with a wire tie. Like I said, I'm not a fan of cutting wires off and then all of a sudden hindsight comes along and bites you in the butt because you need another wire to go to the back. Now those wires are tied up and stuffed in there in the front where the kick panel can go. So I always have wires. I got 2 wires plus the speaker wires that if I ever need to run, I have them already ran. So they're not tied into anything, they're not hot, they're just part of the painless loom. So now we'll start on the center here and see what we got there. When I have more, I'll turn this back on later. Hey fellas, we're from the inside of the car. I just went through the wiring, and this is, all 3 of these are for the radio, and this is the ground for the radio. This black and white one here is for courtesy light, so I'm thinking it's for the light for the glove compartment. Let's see, this gray, these 2 are for the fan toggle switch and the fan relay, cooling fan toggle switch and cooling fan relay. And this brown one is an instrument light, in case you wanted. We're going to have lights down here in the instrument, and then everybody knows what these big heavy purple wires are for the neutral safety switch. So that sorts out the wiring in here. The cooling fan is operated on a sensor in the motor, and that all goes back to the ECM, which is in the back. This is your jack for your computer, laptop, to program the ECM. Yeah, I'm sitting on, hold on, there. And that's for your laptop. Now the next thing at hand is trying to decide this opening I reworked. I'll show you the pictures here and how I reworked it, but it fits a basket really nice for any type of CD changer, stereo type thing, for like a Kenwood, primarily a Kenwood is what I had in there, but it fits the basket, most standard baskets for any type of radio. So here, I'll show you what I did on this, because the kid had chopped it all up prior to me getting the car, and I had to figure out some way to do it, and I made the basket opening. The face, as you can see, it bulges out here. As you can see my finger go back, because what I did is I put it to where the basket just tilts up just a little bit, so that the face of the stereo will tilt up just a little bit, so in case you wanted to see it. So let me show you those pictures, and then we'll move on. I got a couple other questions I got to ask you guys later. Now, onto the console design. A lot of the consoles, if you look at the early Mustangs and Cougars and everything, they came straight down and then formed into the console and came back. I'm thinking, and I'm just going to lay this here. Oh, hold on. I forgot to readjust this after I was doing some figuring. Trying to do this stuff one-handed is a bear. There we go. So I was thinking of maybe coming down on an angle like that stops shaking back and forth, we can see. Looks to be about 55 or 60, maybe closer to 60, maybe closer to 57, 58, somewhere in there. And then getting one of the new big stereos with with the what do they call it? GPS in it and everything else, and putting that right in here, and then it'll tilt out back. We can adjust it back up, sit there and give it more, which will bring it up to about, looks like maybe about 62, 63 degrees, which actually I am thinking more along this, which will put it back up to around 70 degrees. So let's see, so if there's 70 degrees, and then, hold on, and then this is about 60, 61 or 62 degrees, and then this is about 57 degrees. Those are the three, and I'm liking the 70 degree because it'll be right there and you can just glance down and look at it and then come back up. So that's all I got for today. I'm pretty much done. Sitting there trying to figure out this console so I can finish it up in AutoCAD. Like I said, most of this winter is going to be tying up all the loose ends in the wire. The heater core, I didn't have wasn't planning that. That wasn't planned a part of the schedule, but it is what it is, and you just got to move on and deal with the best of it. So most of the winter here is going to be, the next several months are going to be on the interior of the car. I'm probably going to sit there and tie up some of this wiring once the heater core's in. I got the glove compartment door, I'll probably get that down, sand it, get my light, get the box, get a new box, get it installed, and knock that out and finish that up. We're going to start with, I got to weld up these two holes and take care of that. You got two more back here, so we'll take care of those, and then we'll just move on. But like I said, most of it's going to be on the interior until we get to the spring to where I can wet sand this one more time, and we'll paint her. So that's all I got for today. As always, thanks for watching. When I have more, I'll turn this back on later.